Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Atchison at stampabove.com coming to you from, wait for it, Sheridan, Wyoming. Dina Barb and I are here on a working vacation. We're calling it Coronacation 2. So, I have a really fun card to share with you today. The One Stamp at a Time design team is featuring Glad Tidings We Bring. So, I picked out the Freezin Fun set to have a little bit of fun with, and I can't hardly wait to share my card with you, and I have a cute little gift box. Let's flip the camera around and I'll show you exactly how to make it. Okay, I've got my card layers here. First of all, we have a Whisper White thick card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2. We're just going to burnish that edge good. Then I brought in some of our Balmy Blue Glimmer paper. This is so beautiful. Doesn't shed at all, so you don't get glitter all over the place. This piece is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then I decided to bring in my Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. Here is that beautiful Designer Series paper. I absolutely love this for anything winter themed, not just about Christmas, but can be used all winter long. And here, well, I'm in Sheridan, Wyoming right now, and I can say that about Sheridan too. As well as Wisconsin, we have some pretty long winters, so snowflakes are applicable probably 8 months out of the year. What do you guys think? Okay, so we are going to take these 3 strips of the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. These are each 1 by 4, and we're going to add these to our glimmer layer right away. I'm just going to put some glue on the back of each one of them. Now when I add strips like this to a layer, I always like to do the 2 outside first and then center that last one in the middle. I just find that, you know, that works best for me. And if you find something works better for you, by all means, keep doing it. But this has been successful for me. Okay, and what I'm doing here is I'm putting the same border that I have on the top on the side, so that way I know it's going to be centered. And the true test comes right now. And there it is. Yay, I did pretty good, right? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 3/4 inch strip of the same Designer Series paper. I'm just going to put this on the inside of my card. And of course you could stamp some images in here or a sentiment, but I think I'm going to leave mine blank. I have some plans for these cards. I've got several that I'm going to be making over the next few days. One of them is my kit class using the Freezin Fun bundle. And so my family's planning a ski trip to Iron Mountain, Michigan in January, and I think I'm going to send all these cards to my kids that are coming with us before we go to build up the excitement. I think that's going to be really fun. And for once in my life, I'll have something done ahead of time, and it won't be like, oh, I wish I would have done that, right? Do you guys have that happen? Now I've got some of this gorgeous metallic mesh ribbon. This is so pretty, and of course it's great for winter cards, but you can use it for any other type of cards too. It's just really elegant. I'm just going to take this and tie it in a knot way over to the side here. You can push this all together and make it a very thin layer if you want, or you can keep it spread out. That's the beauty of this metallic mesh ribbon. I really like it. It's great for Halloween too. Don't forget about that. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this off just like that. Now we have this fun little embellishment on our card. We're going to take the glimmer layer and add some dimensionals. And I want to make sure my ribbon is centered here. Then I'm going to bring this right into the middle of my card. So see how I'm kind of pulling that ribbon tails, the tails over and out of my way so that I can put this right in the center over top of all of it. Then I've got a scrap of Whisper White. We're going to bring out our Misty Moonlight ink. That's one of the coordinating colors with this particular Designer Series paper. And I'm going to stamp it about right here. And then I'm going to bring out my Memento ink. I'm going to use Memento because I will be using the Stampin' Blends to color in this adorable little rabbit that's skiing. So Memento ink is the best kind of ink to use with the Stampin' Blends. Gray granite. We've got gray granite. I want to bring in dark and light crumb cake. Make sure I get the right colors here. My light and dark misty moonlight, and also the ivory Stampin' Blend. So first thing I'm going to do is get some color on my little rabbit's nose and also the insides of the ears. Then we're going to use gray granite. This is the dark gray granite. I always like to go with my dark colors first to do my shading. And then I'll come back in with that lighter color and blend it. Now there's lots of little pieces and parts on this that you can make all the same color. I'm going to leave the I don't know what you would call that, the patch down the rabbit's belly white, because I just think that's going to add some good interest there. And then just a little bit of shading on the little bunny's head. And I'm going to make the ears dark. That looks really good. Oh, let's do a little more shading right here. And then I'm going to grab the gray granite light and come in. I always like to go around the outside so that I don't get out of the lines. And now I'm going to bring it in and blend it. And then we'll do the same with the body. There we go. My bunny looks great. And then I decided that I wanted his skis to be a brown color. So I grabbed my crumb cake light and dark. And I'm just going to take that dark and kind of put it around the edge here of my skis. And also my ski poles. There's a little bit of pole over there. And the strings that go around. And then also, these are the little straps that hold the bunny's feet onto the skis. So we're taking this trip in January to Iron Mountain, Michigan to go skiing, and I'm super excited. We're going to take Haley and Jared, my daughter and her husband, the baby, and also little Molly, who you've seen me stamp with Molly before. Molly loves to downhill ski. Haley's a snowboarder and Jared's a skier. Steve and I are downhill skiers, but I don't even know if we're going to go. I think we're going to stay back and take care of the baby, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to fall and break anything. You know, the older you get, the more that becomes kind of a concern. When you're younger, you don't think about things like that as much, but it's like, oh, what if I fell and broke my wrist or something? I haven't been downhill skiing in a long time, but I might hit the slopes. You just never know. Depends on how much Haley can, harass me, because she likes to do that. Like, come on, Mom. So we'll see what happens. But Jared tried to do snowboarding, and it wasn't for him. So Haley taught him how to ski. And so he skis and she snowboards. And oh my gosh, they have so much fun together. And they always take Molly. Well, now they have the babies. So I think I'll be doing a little bit of granny sitting probably several times this coming winter. Okay, we've got our cute little bunny, and then we're going to bring in the die that coordinates with it. Now this stamp set, Freezin Fun, has all of these little images in here, you guys, and there are dies for just about every one of them. And also a snow die, like you can do a stitch swirl. And I do have a card that I'll be making for you tomorrow, so make sure you check back to my blog. I'll have all the information on here about my upcoming online class, my kit class, and also another card tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to put this on here like this. And then I needed a label. So Barb had these, I'm at Barb's house in Sheridan, Wyoming. Barb had these celebration labels laying out. I just picked this one up and this is going to work perfect. I'm going to die cut this so that my words are at the bottom of this label. So I'm going to die cut these in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'll be right back. And here we go. Okay, we are just about done with this cute little card. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of my label, and I'm going to put that right here in the middle of my card, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our little bunny rabbit. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to pick those backings off. I just have gotten really used to that and I love it. Here comes our cute little ski bunny. I think I want him to be just like this. How sweet is that? Is that not adorable? Yeah, really cute. And then I wanted to make a matching little gift box. So I brought in, again, this is our Whisper White thick cardstock. Let's see if I can fling that card over there. Whisper White thick cardstock. This piece is 6.5 by 6.5. This is a piece of the Designer Series paper that matches the card, and this one is 4.5 by 4.5. This is a super easy little box to make. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored tool. Your lid gets scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So I've put my little marker at 1 inch. When you're using Designer Series paper, you want to make sure that you're using the bigger end of your stylus versus the smaller end. The smaller end is for cardstock, this end is for Designer Series paper. Because Designer Series paper is a lighter weight paper and it's easy to like rip it if you use too much pressure with the other end. I just find that the bigger end works really good for me. So there's 1 inch on all 4 sides. We've got that scored. Then we're going to bring in our Whisper White thick cardstock and we're going to score that at 2 inches. Now I'm going to switch to the bigger or the smaller end and the 2-inch mark. The Simply Scored tool is fantastic. If you don't have one of these, put it on your Christmas list. You can tell somebody you want it and they can contact me and I can get it ordered for you. But I love this. It also has a spot down here to put the stylus to keep it so you don't lose it. Okay, now we need to do a little bit of cutting. And of course, with any box, we are going to cut up to the next score line on all of these lines, okay? And I like to cut just a little sliver off the tab part, not the box part. That's the box, this is the tab. I like to cut a little sliver off of the tab so that it'll fold up nicer. So I cut straight down the line up to that next score line, and then I come in and cut off just a little sliver off that outside tab. We've got that ready to roll. And then our Designer Series paper, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Cut on your tabs and then cut a little sliver off of each tab. There we go. Now we're going to fold and burnish our edges. You always want to make sure that you get a good crisp fold when you're making a box. It's just going to make your box come together nicer and your finished product is going to look neater. Your score lines are straight and your edges are burnished good. Okay, there's our box lid. Here comes our box bottom. This is a tiny little box, by the way. And I have, I'll put a link on my blog. You can find that at www.astampabove.com. I will put a link on my blog to a whole stack of these boxes in graduating sizes. This is actually the smallest one, and there's 3 other sizes that I did on a previous video that you can find. The dimensions are there. You can see pictures of the boxes, and you can make all different sizes of boxes, which is really cool. Okay, so when I am ready to adhere my boxes, you can use tear and tape. You can use liquid glue. I'm going to use liquid glue because it's just going to be quicker and easier. I put it on the tabs, and then you're going to pull your tabs up and make sure you're squaring up that corner. Give it a little opportunity to dry, and do the same thing on the other side. Nice and squared up on those corners. We're going to do the same thing over here. Glue on our tabs. Here we go. I'm going to square up this side first, and then we're going to bring this one, bring this one in. Square that up. There we go. Okay. Now, you do the same thing to the lid. You're going to pull in your tabs, add a little bit of glue. I'm going to do it on both of them. See if I can make a big gluey mess. We'll see. Sometimes this is a little harder to handle if you do them all, but I think we can handle it. We're going to do it. It's going to be good. There we go. The less glue you use, the faster it will dry. If you squeeze out more glue, you're going to have to hold this longer, right? Because it just takes longer to dry. So I like to use just a tiny little bit of glue. I don't have any problem with my stuff falling apart, so as long as you're using a good adhesive. And I do love this multi-purpose liquid glue. You can find that in my store. There we go. Here's our cute little box lid. Are you ready for this? You might have to kind of tuck it in a little bit, push it in a little bit to get that lid on, but once you do, it's going to be just beautiful. Look at that. Isn't it cute? Okay, and then what I thought I'd do to make this match is I'd use some of this metallic mesh, and I'm going to tie this onto my box, and I want to use enough that I can tie a nice little bow. And I'm going to put some candy in this, or maybe a pair of earrings. Maybe I'll get Molly a little pair of winter fun earrings, snowflakes or something. That would be cute. And look at how nice that makes, just like the prettiest little bow. I'm going to cut this off. And last but not least, like we had our little bunny here, I colored this little raccoon exactly the same way. The only thing I want to tell you different is for his mask and the stripes on his tails, I used dark smoky slate to color those. Everything else is the same colors that I used in the bunny rabbit. And I thought what I'd do with him is I would get my hole punch out, punch a hole in his hat, and then grab some of this linen thread. And I'm gonna maybe feed this through. I think I could have used a smaller hole than that. This was, I think, an 1/8 of an inch. I would probably go with a 1/16 would be easier. It would look better. So just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to take this and weave it underneath. And I'm going to tie up my little raccoon because he's stinking adorable to match my little card. What do you guys think? Isn't this just adorable? This Freezin Fun bundle is just the cutest little thing ever. I can't hardly wait to give this out. And like I said, I think Molly's going to love this one. Last but not least, I want to bring in my Wink of Stella. Now, you know when you get a Wink of Stella brush, I always like to shake it. Your liquid is in the bottom. The lid just pulls off. A lot of people struggle with that because they try to twist it off. You're going to have to unscrew this when you first get your brush and take this metal ring out of there and throw it away. That is only on there for shipping purposes. So I shake it up, brand new, and then you're going to find where it says push and push. You push this, squeeze it until you get some liquid coming out into the barrel. And I thought my little bunny, my little snow ski bunny, would look cute with some Wink of Stella on the scarf. And I hope you can see that because it really does add that little bit of glitz and glimmer. And then the other thing that I wanted to add here was some of these beautiful little adhesive backed snowflakes. These are from our holiday mini catalog. And oops, let's get my hair out of there. And I just thought these would add a cute little bit of bling on our sentiment layer here. What do you guys think? Isn't that sweet? And then I wanted to show you this cutie patootie. I put the walrus on here instead of the skiing bunny. And I also used just the other side of the designer series paper. So the snowflakes are on one side, this pattern is on the other. So I used that. Same layout, same everything else, same colors. It's just a little bit different putting that walrus in there. And one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to give him a little bit of wink of Stella. How about his hat? We'll do that because that'll be really, really cute. Just a little bit of glitz there. All right, I think we're done. If you'd like to order any Stampin' Up! Supplies, I sure appreciate your business. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you our current catalogs. You're going to find my blog link right here. Go there, you'll find an online ordering button. You'll find all of these cards, the box with dimensions, and still photos. There's also a complete ingredient shopping list there if you'd like to purchase anything from me. I always appreciate your orders. Click up here to head over to my blog so you can follow along on the blog hop and see what all the other One Stamp at a Time design team members have made with the Glad Tidings We Bring theme. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. And I think you're going to really love this Freezin Fun stamp set, and also the matching dies are a hoot. We're going to be using some more, well, probably almost all of these in my slimline card tomorrow, as well as an envelope. So make sure you check back at my blog, click up here, you'll find it. You can go there and subscribe, and I'll be sharing some more projects with you using this fabulous little bundle. Have yourselves a wonderful Thursday. Bye-bye.